Hello everyone and welcome back to Easy Dentistry. We have now on the final lecture of bacterial infections of the oral cavity, which is a very important topic in oral pathology. Watch all the topics of bacterial infections of the oral cavity in our playlist of oral pathology. And please subscribe to our channel right now. And if you like the lectures, please share with all your friends and give us your valuable feedback. The concluding lecture of bacterial infections of oral cavity is on pyogenic granuloma and Pyostomatitis vegetans. So starting with the first topic, the pyogenic granuloma. The introduction, the other name of pyogenic granuloma is granuloma pyogenicum. It is considered as a response of the tissues to a non-specific infection. So remember here, it is a response of the tissues. It appears as a tumor-like growth and it is an exaggerated response of the tissue or a conditioned response to even a minor trauma. So remember, it is an exaggerated response of the oral tissues to a minor trauma. The etiology of pyogenic granuloma, originally it was considered to be a botryotic infection transmitted from horses to man. Then it was considered that the infection is either due to streptococci or staphylococci, because these organisms could produce colonies with fungus-like characteristics. It is now generally agreed that pyogenic granuloma is due to the response of the tissues to a minor trauma. Due to minor trauma, there may be a break in the mucosa or a pathway may develop for the bacterial invasion in the tissues. If there is a break in the mucosa, the bacteria invade into the tissues and the tissues response to these bacterial invasion in the form of overzealous proliferation. Now, what irritant may cause pyogenic granuloma? This irritant may act as a stimulus or a destructive agent, or as both. The pyogenic granuloma is made up of proliferation of vascular endothelium. Clinical features, the most common site is the gingiva, on which 75% of the lesions occur. Lips, tongue and buccal mucosa may also be involved. The pyogenic granuloma appears as an elevated, pedunculated or sessile vascular mass which may have a smooth or a lobulated surface, or sometimes there may be warty surface. So here you can see the classic pyogenic granuloma present on the gingiva. Sometimes the lesion may get ulcerated and there is a tendency of bleeding from the lesion even on slight trauma or spontaneously. The facial aspect of the teeth are affected more than the lingual aspect. Sometimes the lesion may involve both the facial as well as lingual aspect, and it involves the interdental papilla of the tooth. So here you can see the lesion has involved the facial as well as the palatal aspect of the tooth. The lesion may be deep red or reddish purple in color, and it has high vascularity and it is a painless lesion. There is rapid growth of the lesion attaining the full size, and once it has attained the full size, it remains static. The maxillary anterior region is most commonly affected. Females are affected more than the males. The histologic features, pyogenic granuloma is made up of granulation tissue which may be exuberant and well localized. The overlying epithelium of the lesion may be thin, atrophic. The ulcerated lesion may show fibrinous exudate. The most striking feature of pyogenic granuloma is presence of numerous endothelial-lined vascular spaces with extreme proliferation of the fibroblast and budding endothelial cells. So here you can see thin atrophic epithelium with a granulation tissue like structure present in the connective tissue with numerous proliferation of endothelial lined blood vessels. There is moderately intense chronic inflammatory cell infiltrate in the form of polymorphonuclear leukocytes, lymphocytes and plasma cells. The connective tissue of the lesion is very delicate and there is fasciculi of collagen fibers present. The long-standing lesions may characteristically show gradual obliteration of the blood vessels or capillaries, and the long-standing lesion may appear more fibrous, and this fibrous appearance may refer to healing of the lesion. The old lesion are also called as the fibroepithelial polyp or fibroma. The intraoral fibroma are healed pyogenic granuloma. Pregnancy tumor, it is another important lesion which you should know. You will come across this pregnancy tumor in your clinical practice, and many MCQs and questions are asked in your exams from the topic pregnancy tumor. So it occurs in pregnancy, and the histopathology of the pregnancy tumor is very similar to pyogenic granuloma. It occurs mostly in the third month of pregnancy, and there is a gradual increase in the size of the lesion, and the lesion it regresses after pregnancy. In pregnancy, if the lesion is removed, there may be recurrence of the lesion. And why this lesion occurs during pregnancy? Because of the endocrine or hormonal changes which occurs in pregnancy, the tissues show intense reaction in the form of tumor called as pregnancy tumor. So the stimulus here is the hormonal changes, and the gums, they react in the form of pregnancy tumor. Treatment and prognosis of pregnancy tumor is surgical excision. Recurrence is common because it is non-encapsulated, and re-irritation in the same area may result in recurrence. The adjacent tooth should be calculus free as well, because it may also result in recurrence. The next lesion is Piostomatitis vegetans, which is an uncommon lesion and considered as an inflammatory disease of the oral cavity. It was first described by McCarthy in the year 1949. It is very similar to the skin lesions Pyodermatitis vegetans, and the oral lesion is called as Piostomatitis vegetans. Now, this Piostomatitis vegetans has an association with the Crohn's disease. What is Crohn's disease? It is regional enteritis or regional inflammation of the ileum, and is characterized by granulomatous inflammation of the intestines. And this granulomatous inflammation of the intestines may be associated with Piostomatitis vegetans. So here remember, the Crohn's disease is closely associated with Piostomatitis vegetans. The oral manifestation includes large number of broad-based papillary projections having tiny abscesses of vegetation. Then there is intense erythema. Tongue may most commonly be involved. The oral lesions and systemic lesions may occur. That is, oral lesions include Piostomatitis vegetans, and systemic disease include the Crohn's disease. There may be red or pink projections from the lesion with tiny pustules present beneath the epithelium. These may rupture, leading to purulent discharge. So here you can see the typical lesion occurring on the buccal mucosa. This is Piostomatitis vegetans. Then there may be an area of ulceration of the lesion, and these ulcer may club together, giving the snail track ulceration. The buccal mucosa may appear cobblestone. So the appearance of buccal mucosa in Piostomatitis vegetans is called as cobblestone appearance, and the vestibular lesions may show folds and ulcers. So this is the characteristic cobblestone appearance of the buccal mucosa. There may be diffuse swelling on the lips. The granular lesions may be present on the gingiva, alveolar mucosa. The palate may show erythema. Histologic features include papillary projections, hypoplastic stratified squamous epithelium. The underlying connective tissue is loose and is made up of the chronic inflammatory cells. There may be tiny area of focal necrosis. This is called as microabscess formation. This microabscesses may be present intraepithelially or subepithelially. The treatment of Piostomatitis vegetans is not specific. The oral lesions are refractory to antibiotics. The oral lesions, they regress when the intestinal disturbance is under control, and if the intestinal disturbance is exacerbated, the oral lesions are also exacerbated. So here we complete the entire chapter on bacterial infections of the oral cavity. Please find all the lectures in the playlist. The next lecture will be on the diseases of the skin, which is another important topic and highly requested topic by all our viewers. Thanks for watching my lectures. Please subscribe if you have not yet done. That's all for now. Happy studying.